Allow me to take you on a journey as we explore the work and successes of Makhamisa Foods, a loudly African manufacturing company within the food and agro-processing sector based in Edenvale, Gauteng. They are one of the black industrialists in South Africa. Let us hear their story and just how they have emerged as recognizable industrialists amidst the various challenges that may have come their way. Yeah, morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
And thank you for welcoming me to Makhamisa.
Welcome to Makhamisa.
Company with a great story to tell, I'm told.
Yeah.
And I'm here to find out.
Yes.
But I'm curious to know your story, Baile, and your story, Mwelelo. But let me start with you. I mean, tell me, how did you get connected to this company?
I joined Makhamisa Foods in 2019 after graduating from university. Joining at Makhamisa Food was a great opportunity because we came to this factory while there was nothing. We had to start everything from scratch. So for me, it was a great opportunity for me to grow in the industry.
Mm-hmm. And what exactly do you do for the company?
At Makhamisa Food, I'm a QA technician, so I work in the lab. So what we do in the lab, we simply check the quality of the product, testing the pH, testing the salt as well, bricks as well as moisture. Another thing that we do at Makhamisa Food, I also implement the FSSC 22000 certification. So the main aim of the certification to ensure that we comply to South African regulations as well as ensuring that we take care of our consumers by giving them a product that is good for consumption.
Right, and your own personal experience working here, how do you feel about it?
My personal experience is it's been great. We've been growing each and every day. Makhamisa Food consists of young people that we all goal-orientated. We know the vision of the company, and the main aim is just to reach that vision, and we're working towards that every day.
Sure. Sound very confident.
Thank you, sir.
Which is wonderful. Baile, do you share the same sentiments?
Yes. My story started 6 years ago, before the birth of this factory. Mm-hmm. I met Terence and Phumzile way before we
and those would be the founders, right?
Founders, direct, yes. My journey with them purely was to get this product from a homemade recipe into this factory where we stand now today. And I'm responsible for the production and the maintenance of the plant. And this vision, I remember Terence telling me 5 to 6 years ago that he drew it on a piece of cardboard, said this will be the plant, and this is where all the dreams are going to start and happen. And to be able to be standing here today, achieving that goal is remarkable. It's an amazing.
And how did you connect with them, with the founders?
I was listening in on 702. He was being interviewed, Terence, and he mentioned brown sands. It was pouring. I remember that day my wife had just given birth to my second son, and I had to park on the side of the road and listen. I caught the last part, the mixture of homemade recipe and babankomo, and Terence then being the boyfriend of Phumzile, and that story just caught me, and I wanted to find out more. So I went through Brown Sands, checked their products, got his number, and called him. Soon after, he delivered the products. I think he delivered one of each. At the time, there was 4. And that's how our relationship started. And since then, he's been building me, mentoring me, and we've been running this product as he had planned from the vision that he presented back then.
But you know, sometimes in a work context, our own personal feelings and attitude and experiences count. You know, it's not just income at the end of the month or the week. How has the experience been for you being part of this team?
It's been incredible. It's been absolutely eye-opening. I've been in the maintenance, machinery and mechanical industry for 15 years. So when this plant was built and started, I saw an opportunity there. The growth was already instilled in my mind, and all I ever wanted to do was to position myself next to this brand, next to the family, the founders, because their vision, their dream was already presented to me. All I had to do was to keep working closely with them, understanding the culture of the business and the food industry itself.
And I suppose you've experienced serious market growth over time. What do you attribute it to? What do you think is exciting the consumers and the market out there?
Look, what they have, the brand itself, the product, it's delicious, it's beautifully made, and I believe that once it hits the shelf, we have a lot of work to cover up so that we can feed all these hungry mouths who are interested in buying the products, and all the interesting activations that are going on our websites, and all the tasting, the markets. I believe the crowd is ready, the people are ready for Makhamisa, and we cannot wait to give it to them, and that is growth to the company.
Well, let me talk to one of the founders and to hear more about the business aspect of it, new markets and so on. But it was wonderful talking to you.
Thank you, sir.
So appreciate it. Well, Sis Pumzile, thanks very much for granting me the opportunity to talk to you about your business's remarkable story, or should I call it your remarkable story, because you were there at the very beginning. And as we talk, I'm sure we're going to learn a lot more about how your business operates. But take me back to the conceptualization of the business. When you started, what happened?
Right. So we started the business, we were bootstrapping. It was my husband and I in the business. And we used to do expos and your family market. So I used to sell. I sold at the markets, and then he was negotiating bigger deals and, trying to get us certified. And then we registered the business back in February 2016. We tried other names, but Makhamisa was one of the names that we came up with because of home, where I come from. Now, this product was done by my father in the kitchen at home, and we took it up, and my husband, being a serial entrepreneur, he thought, we can commercialize this. And so that's how it was at the time. And so we were discovered at the market, it's called Brown Sense Market. And we were interviewed at Radio 702, and then from there we had, prospects, and so famous brands came to the facility where we were contract manufacturing our sauces and our relish, and then they wanted to do business with us. The guy at the time didn't want to collaborate with us and said, he's not going to work with us. So we basically went solo, and famous brands said they'll hold our hands through it, and that's what happened. And then we started putting, the plan together, making sure that we're getting employees and all of that. So, yeah, that's how it started, basically.
Sure. So that's when you now, went into full production mode, right?
Yes.
And put the equipment together, recruiting all the skilled people. Now, if I understand your business, you are in the agro-processing, food production type sector, right?
Correct.
And in the food production sector, you also are of a specific part of the value chain.
Yes.
What do you call it? Condiments.
Condiments,
Yeah.
yes.
Tell me a little bit more about this.
Right. So the food market at large is about 350 billion worth of a market, and just the condiments part occupies about 11 billion. So we want to tap into that and make sure that we have a market share there of about 5.5%, so that we are fluid and we keep this thing going. There's so much of land laying fallow in South Africa, particularly. And it's arable, so we need to tap into the primary agriculture, and make sure that we, as the secondary agriculture people, we know we cemented that, and because South Africa, as you know it, the people here go to bed hungry. So we want to be able to feed mouths and make sure that they are self-sufficient.
And we're talking about food production because the inputs into your product predominantly are agriculture-based.
Yes, they are. So this bottle is full of vegetables. So we put your green peppers, your onion, all of that, like full of goodness. So we don't put any preservative. We put just a little bit so that the shelf life can hold on. But as far as the goodness in here is concerned, you can have this morning, noon, and night. You can have it with your pap only, and it serves. It's full of nutrients. So yeah.
And tasty as well.
Oh, it's very tasty. I'll give you a taste of it later.
But now, as we expand, obviously starting at the very, very humble beginnings, only 5 years ago, I think the point needs to be made. To scale up, you needed some support. And the role played by the Black Industrialist Scheme, if you can tell me.
It was a great role that they played. So we approached the IDC back in 2016, 2017. And then we approached the DTI after that. So in total, the total funding that they gave us was it's about 66 million at the moment, which 44 constitutes the capex part of it, and then the rest is just the OPEX. So they gave us the funding so that we can commercialize and make sure that the business is running, and also so they've played a very big role in our lives and in the business.
And of course, to generate the market, you had to go to the markets, to direct selling yourself, look for people who could contract you to become their suppliers. But to get to the breakthrough of export markets, how did that happen?
We are still not there yet. We've been to many countries trying to get the export. We are export ready. We've got a FSSC 22000 certification, which is a food safety standard that is global. And then we are halal certified, we are kosher certified. So we are ready. We've got export license as well. So we've got all our ducks in the row. It's just that breaking through has not been that easy, but we are looking at countries. There are some programs and some expos that we go to in other countries in trying to get and to crack that market.
But I suppose the one thing to be celebrated, or at least to be appreciated by yourselves, is the fact that the local market has been expanding.
Oh, yes.
Apparently substantially so.
Definitely. So you can find our products at Pick n Pay, at Checkers as well. So we are trying to get into other, blue chip, let me say, convenience stores and all of that. We are trying, but it has been accepted by the market. I mean, when we go to markets and stuff, we've got repeat customers. We've got also in 5 liters. We do this for catering purposes. We've got our egg-free mayo here that's taken up by Bitfood. And our tomato sauce as well. So yes, so we trying to crack that market, and we have had very positive feedback there.
And the growth, if you can tell me a bit more about it. I mean, how is it? Where are you going with this growth, in other words?
So, as I have mentioned, that since the condiment market is sitting at 11 billion, we just want to be somewhere. We have that market share of that 5.5%. We started bootstrapping. So our revenue at that time in 2017, it was around 111,000. Then after the funding of the Black Industrialist Scheme, there was another 4.3. We made 4.3 in revenue, 4.3 million in revenue that year. And then after that, it's been on an upward trajectory, and we've seen growth. And now the forecast in 2023 is about 43 million.
So that's actually serious exponential growth.
Yes, we have. Yeah, no, it has been quite great. I mean, with the backing of famous brands as well, as we co-manufacture for them, it's been quite great. It's been a great growth.
Manufacturing and production, is one part of our economy where we don't see many black people participate in. Any experience that you can share with us on what it takes to make in this sector? Because, retailing fast-moving consumer goods is, let's call it the easier thing for people to do. But to be involved in the whole production process and grow a company like this is quite a mission and a half.
It really is. It hasn't been easy, I must be honest. But you know, teams make it easier, right? So you build up a team and make sure that it's very strong, and you get brains. It hasn't been easy because firstly, we are black, and secondly, the market is ready to absorb let's say we train up staff. They are very ready to just grab them, right? And make sure that they have all the brains and all the skills that we've already trained up. So we can't really, it's been tough in that aspect, that you can't preserve talent for a very long time in this industry. They grab the talent and then you are left, basically, you have to start over and retrain your staff. So it's money to train your staff. So it's challenging in that manner. But
I suppose you could regard it as part of the inputs into the success of the business. So just regard it as such. I would like to believe.
I would like to believe that as well.
But now the support from other sectors. Let me talk about the main player in the economy, the government, whether it's through the funding agencies or departments. What kind of support are you getting from them?
We've gotten that support of injection to obviously put up this business, but like I said, it wasn't easy, and I think they can make it easier in terms of red tape and making sure that we get access to market, we gain access to market. The arable land that's laying fallow, it gets utilized. It's businesses like ours that need to take advantage of that to make sure that the employment rate goes up and people don't go hungry, and all of those things are there in place. So it's not easy, but we are in the right space. We are in the right space right now to actually take advantage of all of that.
You mentioned some substantial projections in terms of the amount of business that you anticipate you will do in 2023. Where is the business going to come from? I mean, it's based on something. I would like to...
Yeah, so, we've been lucky enough to be talking to blue chip companies, to, big players in the market. So our pipelines are looking very credible and very, we've been doing work. We've been doing groundwork ever since we started. Now, they've been coming forth. I can't mention names at this moment, but just watch the space. In the coming months, things are going to change. Obviously, we'll be cementing our position as well in the market. So, we have been talking to them, and we very optimistic.
And cracking the foreign export market, what are the projections?
As well, we can only say that we are speaking to foreign nationals and companies that are exporting already, and so that we are export ready. We know that we've got all the documentation that is needed for that. We just need to crack that market. That's it.
And of course, you've always been consumer ready. I, for one, would like to have
that is yours. That is
part of this. Makhamisa hot.
Can have it for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner.
I want a hot one.
That's perfectly fine. I'll give you a bottle of liquid.
Thank you very much. But then I must also go into the store to buy.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. I would love the support.
And share with other friends of mine and tell them about
Please do.
the fantastic work that you are doing here. And thanks
very
much.
It talks for itself. You'll taste it. You will know that, this is us. And our slogan, sharing a meal together, that's very resonant of who we are and what Makhamisa stands for. So please enjoy it.
So I do appreciate that you said I can grab one of these on you, on the business. Great stuff. But I need to support you. Buy this. So can people find this in the stores already?
Yes. So this is found at some selected Pick and Pay stores nationally, and also Checkers. So that's where you can find it. We do want to get into restaurants as well. So if anybody, a restaurateur or whoever wants to order from us, we are gladly able to deliver there. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.